Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Jeff coming at you with a really, really important video. Listen, if you're watching this, it would mean the world to me for you to hit the share button if this resonates with you. Not to hit the share button for Dr. Jeff, but to hit the share button to shatter some false beliefs, some false stories that are out there that are keeping people a prisoner to their own pain, to their own problems, and to their own excuses in their head. You see, this is going to be one that kind of hits you in the teeth potentially. What's up, Lana? But I will tell you that I want you to share this because this is important information. And one of the things I'm going to continue on, good morning, Jenny. I'm going to say hey, good morning to everybody on here, on some of the misnomers. The misnomers. This one, I'll tell you where this is coming from. Recently, as you know, if you've been watching our Facebook, we've got some people that have some misconceived notions when it comes to health. It left them frustrated. And I don't like patients feeling in a frustrated scenario where they didn't get better. Or those aspects, but I'll tell you even another one that happened just this morning where a gentleman was like, hey, I don't like your office because the treatment duration of the soft wave of the stem cell, it was too short. The treatment duration. So this is coming into a lot of different things where we got to take our feelings of what we felt was too short and the facts. And so a lot of, let's just take a step back. So this is another scenario that happened this week where I was talking to an individual and we were looking at a scan. So a couple of things. Anytime there's a person, all right, so we've got a person, a very high definition drawing. If you can't see that this is a very detailed drawing, then obviously you are not a very good art critic. I am a world-renowned artist when it comes to drawing these things. No, I'm just taking, let's just take person one over here. And person one has a certain number of conditions, maybe pain, maybe feelings that they say, hey, I want to go into Dr. Jeff, Dr. Tyler, the Advantage team. I heard they won Best of the Best Southwest for chiropractic office, which is true. Thank you. That's why we're having a free ice cream for everybody this week. Or they may be doing the metabolic reset program, or maybe they're stem cell, or maybe those things because they see all these reviews, they see all these amazing things. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of them have pain. Okay, they have pain. They're not as they have fatigue. Okay, maybe they're just feeling like obese and overweight, and they actually heard we can change that, and all these, whatever it is, they have these things that drive them in. These are their feelings. Nobody wants these feelings. Listen, I recognize feelings. I recognize the fact that we have feelings we do not want. So when they come into the office, here's what makes us different. Rather than, listen, we'll address these things. We will. But I will not let you stay there. What does that mean? Because these are feelings you don't want. If you came into my office and say, hey, Dr. Jeff, I want you to help me feel better, have more energy. I want you to help me to drop those 20 pounds in 6 weeks that you guaranteed with your reset program. Maybe I want to, here's the thing, I want to go skiing, or throw the softball around with my family. These are all things that we hear. Maybe it's gardening. Whatever it is, listen, summer is short in Minnesota. You don't want to miss out on summer in Minnesota. So we have these feelings, and then it's my job to say, hey, can I help you with these said feelings? So these said feelings, I've got to move into some facts. I got to discover the facts of what's going on underneath that has produced those feelings. Are you following me now? Now, at some point, we're going to determine either a yes or a no. Okay, it's either a yes or no in my office. And believe me, we have no's. We have no's in our office. I just sent a message back to an individual who said, well, your treatment duration was too short. Do you want to know what my response was? My response was this. Would you rather have a treatment duration that is long and it produces no results, or a treatment duration that is shorter and produces your results? Because if you do not trust us in our office to deliver the care and the results that we know we can, we are not the best office for you. Oh my gosh, Dr. Jeff, that sounds harsh. That sounds mean. No, that sounds linear. That sounds very polarizing. It sounds yes or a no, because I want people in our office. The best paycheck we ever receive is people getting better. And I know that this individual, if he feels the treatment duration, and like I said, of the soft wave, and in this example, which produces your own body's stem cells to help repair, regenerate, reduce inflammation. Listen, we have miracles with that thing every day. If he already felt the treatment duration was too short, I'm wondering what his goals are. Because if he cannot trust us and our experts, and Emmy's running this thing, listen, Emmy sees more miracles with that thing every day. And we see miracles on our chiropractic tables, those things. But if he feels already in his head the treatment duration is too short, would you rather have it take longer? Ask me somebody watching this who's like, man, I'd really like to spend more time in the doctor's office. Now in his head, here's the thing, he feels that he needs to have longer treatment programs to get results, which are facts. But that's not true. That's just not true. And we know that, and we've proven it over and over and over again with case studies. And so, yeah, if he chooses to, we get to have a discussion with him, we will. I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm not going to be an absolute, like, kind of an arrogant prick. That's not me, guys. That's not my protocol. But I will tell you that when your feelings have to meet the facts, so going back to this other individual, now this was in the chiropractic care side of things, we went down and we found the cause of his problem, right? So his brain and body, let's just put body down here, had a breakdown in communication. It just simply wasn't communicating as well as it could. Listen, if your brain doesn't communicate with your body, your health and function is automatically worse than it could be. Just, you may not even know that. People all the time say, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping better. I can't believe how much better I'm sleeping. Nurse Al is in the house. What's up, Katie Joe? Nurse Al would attest to this. Listen, I'm not a chiropractor who's gonna sit there and tell you, well, there's a bone out of place pinching a nerve. Nurse Al knows this. I hope she comments this. Al, I hope you're watching this, because I take care of so many nurses. I literally think the biggest demographic and career people that I take care of are nurses. One is because they overwork themselves. Nurses are the salt of the earth. They give. And by the time they hit my office, they're ready to take care of themselves so that they can be a better nurse, usually a better mom. Our nurses, and male or female, it doesn't matter. They wear so many hats as far as a caretaker. I love the nurses we get to take care of. And here's the thing, I tell every nurse, how many times have you ever heard a chiropractor say, oh, it's a bone out of place pinching a nerve? Guys, that's archaic. It's archaic. Or they'll take an x-ray and say, well, one hip's higher than the other, and we gotta make sure we put in some foot levelers and balance that out. Listen, I know it helps some people, but at the end of the day, sorry, that was a rant. I'm getting off this. But at the end of the day, when we find this communication breakdown and can help balance the neurology in your body, that's where you see things, people getting off anxiety meds, people getting off ADHD meds, they're sleeping better. That's the power of this thing. And Nurse Al knows. We talk neurology. I know, we're a bit geeky. So going into this, there's this point where, the patient comes in, they have these set of feelings. Feelings are important, but we have to get to the facts and saying, hey, is there neurologically something we can help you benefit from for your life? So now we have this thing called a report. The patient comes back and we have their report of what we found, right? The report of findings is oftentimes as it'll be called in a lot of different offices. And the report of findings says, yes, we can help you. If I can't help you, I'll call you on the phone ahead of time, so don't waste your time, energy, or money driving in here. But if you're sitting in a report of findings in my office, the answer is yes, we have found some things where we can help benefit your life and move you towards your goals. Fact, okay? That's a fact as we go through this. Now, in addition to those facts, we got to say, well, what's it going to take? What's it going to take to get me better functionally? And this includes frequency. How often do I got to come, doc? How often? There we go, frequency. How often do I need to come in? Now, this individual, as we're going through, they have had decades. Let me just repeat that for the people in the back. They have had decades of wear and tear. Decades of wear and tear on their body. Their body hasn't been a priority. Thus, it's not functioning correctly. And so that may be a hard fact for some people to face, but as my job as a doctor, I have to say that, hey, it's not working well, but the good news is we can move forward. I like to get into the good news, the sunshine and rainbows, but there's some people that we just got to sit down and be like, it's garbage right now. Just let them feel the pain. Like, I know that may not sound great, but the fact of the matter is, like, some people need to hit rock bottom before they ever do anything to change it. And that sucks, but it is what it is. Now listen, we know at a certain point where we're going to go. But if the patient is non-compliant and doing the work, I can't help you. Like, it's not going to be a good thing. So in the facts, with this one individual, his frequency to start care was 3 days a week. Some people in our office start 2 days a week. Some people in our office are 1 day a week. Some people in our office are every day for a few weeks, depending on what we find in the facts. Now, what do you think he thought about this individual? What do you think he thought about it? He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He was sitting there the whole time and he's like, and that's okay, right? I understand he doesn't like the facts. Like, his feelings about this is garbage. He's like, no. He goes, how about this, Dr. Jeff? I want to come in here twice a month. And I said, okay, that's interesting. What did you base your twice a month on? Well, it's what I can do in my schedule. It's what I feel I can afford. And we hadn't talked about care and how we make it affordable yet. I mean, he didn't even know what his investment into health was, not cost. Remember, cost is what happens when you buy a candy bar. You spent $1. You didn't invest $1 because you don't get a return. When you invest into your health, it returns tenfold. Remember that. And so he's like, well, twice a month. Well, I think I can get here and think I can afford. I said, but what about these things? What about those feelings? What about those goals? Because the magical part about it, when we come into my office, we set targets. We set goals. Goals or targets, whatever word you want to use here. And I said, well, this is our most important thing. This is me as our doctors in our office, our team. Our most important thing is your target and your goal. He said, well, I want to get twice a month. Well, you have a 3 times a week target for the first 4 weeks, and his care plan was over the first 6 months. And I get it. But when you're talking about you've had decades of damage and you want to fix it twice a month, and how long do you want to do that? Well, probably till I get bored of not changing. And that's one thing that pisses me off, is when people go in and they're like, yeah, my chiropractor just said I could go once a month and I never got results. Well, no duh. You got a 3 times a week problem for the first 4 weeks, and we've got to look at that, and we've got to do our progress scans, and we're going to look at giving you homework and exercise and you doing the work. I'm merely the guide. I'm not the hero of the story. You're the hero of your own story. And what happened was, when he asked if I could do twice a month, I said, you know what? Absolutely. And he kind of looked at me like, what? You just told me it's 3 times a week. He's like, I got you, chiropractor. You're one of those guys that says, once I go, you always have to go. I said, no. We just got to change your goals. See, well, I don't want to change my goals. Well, if you have these original goals and targets here, and you don't want to follow the protocol that's going to get there, what am I doing? Like, don't make me be out to the bad guy. Don't make me be out to the chiropractic didn't work problem, because you had a twice a month commitment, but you need a 3 times a week goal for a certain period of time. You see, we had to change the expectations. And being able to do that as a doctor is saying, hey, I don't want you to spend a penny in my office that you're not satisfied with, that you're getting $1 in return. And so when someone asks, well, I'm more comfortable because I feel better at twice a month, feel like I can commit to that. He's got a first grade commitment, but he wants a college level result. You can't commit, you guys, to a kindergarten level education or a first grade education and expect graduate level results. And that's what happens when people start to dictate their own care. And I'm not a dictator, but I will not sleep on expectations and our agreements with my patients. And so when we have these things going into it, and we have certain targets and goals, and if this is an office where you feel, this is why it's so important to share this, you guys. If you want to go to an office where you're like, I'm sick and tired of patching a problem and yet expecting greater results for myself and function, and I don't know where and I don't know how, and there's this gap in between, and I've been on Google and I've been on WebMD, and it just tells me I'm going to die, and I'm more sick and I'm more tired and I'm more overweight and I'm more fatigued and I'm more frustrated. And in the meantime, my relationships with my spouse ain't getting any better because I hurt and I'm crabby. And with my kids, my gosh, I just want to put them in a box and send them across the country where I know they'll be taken care of for a little bit, and I need a break. The only 5 minutes I get is when I got to go to the bathroom, and parents, you know what I'm talking about, and they find me in there. I can't even have 5 minutes apiece. And then your sleep gets down and you're like, fine. And you know what? Maybe I am a little depressed. Maybe I've got anxiety. I should just start taking something for it. Yeah, no. I know I don't want to, but I'm gonna start taking something for it. Okay, I'll feel better. And we start to sedate ourselves. You guys get, like, please, someone tell me you feel what I'm putting down from my heart, because I see this every day. So at the core of it, your expectations and agreements should be aligned when it comes to what the willing of the work that you want to do. If you have a target and you come in and you have these feelings, and we find out facts that are going to drive you towards your goals, you may not be happy about the facts. It may take longer to fix the problem. It may be more than you want to invest into the problem. I understand. But at the end of the day, are you going to be happy with the new you? How much more proud are you going to be because you fixed the problem and you didn't just go in this rant and rave? You know what? I have a problem with public health right now, and it's not about necessarily what they're trying to get you to do, if you know what I mean. Like, just do that and you're healthy. No, are you garbage? Like, if real public health officials cared about health is not merely the absence of sickness or disease. It's a heightened function. It's optimal physical, spiritual, emotional well-being. Look up the definition before they change it. I mean, they'll probably change it, is what will probably happen. But I'm telling you, the reason I have an issue and an axe to grind against public health, and why we're building the building, and why I want to go deeper and farther and wider and bigger results and be the #1 natural health care in the state of Minnesota, and this is a fuel and passion that drives me. If you want to sit there and be like, oh, Dr. Jeff, you're just after money, I could have cashed out long ago. I could have made this on Easy Street a while ago. But it's not about that. It's about changing lives and helping them live the advantaged life. And the reason I have an axe to grind with most public, not all public health, because I take care of a lot of public health, and they have the biggest hearts. I know it. But overall, the overall writing message is they've never once said, man, maybe you should go for a walk because it actually helps reduce the risk of most cancers. Maybe you should drink more water because water has one of the greatest impacts on your recovery from stress. If you're underhydrated, your HRV, your heart rate variability, is going to be way off, and your recovery isn't even going to be set up right, and you won't heal better, and your immune system's affected. Like, none of this gets talked about. It's a one-trick pony, and it's a one-way street. And I don't know. When you want to bribe me with donuts, drinks, and in some cases even a lap dance, I'm not saying I'm going there. No, I'm not. That's not what I want. But when they're bribing you for those things, think about it. Anytime anybody's ever bribed you, who was it in favor of? I remember when I was little, I was trying to bribe my sisters into getting what I want. It was what I want. Was it in their best interest? The other person on the end of a bribe, was it ever on their best interest if you've ever tried to bribe someone? If you've never tried to bribe someone, listen, you live a more righteous life than me. But if this is hidden facts for you, I want you to share it. I want you to share it. I'll get some flack for it. I'll get flagged for it, whatever. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep going to impact people's lives and help them live an advantage. Listen, I got to get on a phone call here. I hope this helps. I love and appreciate you guys. This was a fiery one. But you know what? I feel you're worth it. And life's better when you're well adjusted. Healthier, happier, more productive. Let's go, Advantage Army. We got this.